Guess what? It's a new episode. Welcome back to the Philomath podcast. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good.
Uh-huh.
What about you?
I'm good. And sai na feel ni kama wendo designated co-host for the Philomath podcast.
Oh, yes, but of course.
Yeah.
The fourth episode.
Yeah, the fourth episode.
Doing the fourth episode.
Yeah.
Amazing. The first time nilikuwa hapa I was a guest.
You are a guest. Siku hizi imekuwa resident co-host.
Ni fiti ama ni mbaya?
Iko fiti. Yeah.
Sasa.
Najibamba. I'm liking the skills as a hosting a podcast. How are you feeling about the podcast world and vile ina come up, and especially in 2025?
Well, I think the podcast is the way to go.
Yeah.
So many people are doing podcast nowadays.
Yeah.
And I feel like podcasts give authentic and real conversations that are not there on the mainstream media. Yeah. So I'm hoping 2025 there are going to be more podcasters that talk about real issues and
like what we talk about here in the Philomath podcast.
Yes.
Talking about mainstream media.
Yeah.
Juicy, I saw, NTV now, they have a podcast. Inaitwa Fixing the Nation.
Fixing the Nation.
Yeah, it's a podcast yenye inarun on NTV now. So even the mainstream media wameanza kuembrace
online.
And
social media.
World. Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel that's the way to go, man.
True.
And tuko hapa Nakuru City, a UNESCO city. We'll talk about that.
The Pink City.
Is it
still the Pink City? I
even don't know, man. Do you still believe it's the Pink City, Ama? Tell us up or down in the comment below.
Yeah,
and if uko around Nakuru, how do you feel about it being the Pink City?
Yeah.
Inaitangwa the Pink City. Why?
The Pink City cause, a while ago we used to have a lot of flamingos in Nakuru.
Yeah, na hiyo ndio ilikuwa identity.
Yes, that was our landmark.
Yeah.
Hiyo ndio to distinguish from any other region here in Kenya. But the number of flamingos regrettably reduce. So that's why nimeuliza, is it still the Pink City?
Man, is it? How do you interact with the Pink City?
But again, people say that we are a Pink City because we are led by ladies.
By the way, it's
our senator, governor, women rep, alafu a number of MPs are women. So
Naivasha, Gilgil.
That's why we are the Pink City, the Pink Nation.
Yeah, the Pink Nation.
Yeah.
And talking about the nation, the recent said nasikia tunaitwa
Kasongo
Chapati Nation.
Na baadaye Kasongo amesema mumtafutie majina zingine sexy. Kasongo imekaa sana. Sasa natafuta ingine. Imeran
for a while.
Nataka change, yani jamaa trends. So anataka kutrend pia yeye.
Kwanza sasa amerelease trend ingine.
Chapati.
Manzi chapati 1 million. How do you feel about hiyo story ya Chapo?
Nasikia sasa tunaitwa El Chapo Nation.
The
El Chapo Nation.
Pia niliona ingine ilikuwa Shafashi. Man.
But what really got my attention?
Yeah.
Kenyans are very innovative. Kenyans wako hapa in terms of AI and whatever. Man, uliona they painted Nairobi chapati. There was even this photo running on social media when the president is dressed in
Chapo. No, pia like with the issues of like Nairobi and flooding. Na wanaeka Chapo juu.
Sasa ndo inini watu wanatembea
juu ya Chapo. But
Kenyans,
anyway,
give it up for Kenyans mjipigie makofi.
And you are Kenyans. Bana. Last time you were here, we were talking about the vintage color fest.
Yeah, courtesy of a Thai associate. and Nakuru Creative Cities Network.
Yeah.
Man, the Vintage Color Splash was amazing.
Ulikuwa the host. Ulikuwa one of the hosts.
I was co-hosting with Chela, MC Chela. Big up MC Chela. Shadow Poetry.
Yeah.
An amazing lady. Yeah, you guys should follow her on social media. Yes. On the Vintage Color Fest, ilikuwa amazing. We had different campuses in Nakuru Players Theatre.
Yeah.
We also had different businesses in Nakuru who came for the event.
Yeah.
And we also had artists and creatives from different fields that came to this particular event. And personally, I think it was an amazing event. What about your experience? Because you were also there. You in fact you're the one running here and there.
Yeah. I was running up backstage. Ukiko host tuko mbele, nilikuwa na prepare
the models.
Yeah.
Unaona kuja one by one. Kwa hivyo wewe ndio ulikuwa unaona the first nini. The dress code kabla kila mtu.
Of course, but of course.
Show me your ways, bro.
And verification hapa na pale hivyo, but ilikuwa amazing.
Ndio mandevu ama.
Unasema nini? Even the kids. Tukianza na watoto pale hivyo. You know, alikuwa anaitwa Jeu madam, alikuwa na watoto. Team World,
yes. Follow Team World on all social media platforms. Yeah.
The kids had an amazing experience hapo hivyo. And you know, Kenya ili ni surprise ni vile watu wali embrace na wakaingia tu the vintage world, because I had a conversation with one of the legends wa Nakuru, and I learned a bit of history of Nakuru, na pia vile Nakuru ime-evolve na the way creatives wana embrace, but generally we had fun.
Yeah.
We had fun.
And also we also Nakuru, the Vintage Color Splash also saw one of our trustees at Nakuru Players Theatre walking in the runway. Madam Francesca. And also an amazing person. Nakuru still celebrates him, but he doesn't really celebrate him that much. Babushe Maina.
The forefather of art
in Nakuru. And also he was also instrumental in applying for UNESCO Creative Cities, and Nakuru joining UNESCO Creative Cities. So he was also on the runway. We had Monica.
Monica, Frank Moore. John.
Amazing.
John Gidanga.
John Gidanga.
Yeah, he was
Tony. Not Tony.
Playing the grand piano pale hivyo.
Man, if you missed it, another one is coming. Don't worry.
It's coming. 2026. You know, we got you.
Yeah, it's coming. Vintage is next. Next is 2026, but another.
The second edition.
Yes, coming very soon.
A bit of modeling and you know, tunaifuse na artists na performances. We also saw a young group from I think Ronda. Ilikuwa Ronda.
Yes.
Walikuja and they performed.
Yeah, they did gospel.
They did a nice performance.
I
think there were 4 guys for your group. Walifanya kazi safi. And generally I enjoyed personally.
Me too. I also enjoyed the show. Apart from the aftermath of the event, where if you know you're a bad person and your intention is to sabotage anything, change your ways.
It's 2025, man, and it's all about collaboration and making it happen.
And that's also what UNESCO really champions: collaborations, networking. And Nakuru being a creative city, we need to have more collaborations, because with collaborations you can achieve a lot. You can achieve, because you know, Vintage Color Splash happened courtesy of collaborations.
True.
So creatives out there, Moso Nakuru creatives, you're privileged. You're in the UNESCO Creative Cities. Make use of that designation. Don't let it just slide like that. You know, make use of that and collaborate to achieve your creative endeavors.
And maybe we can talk about the Creative Cities Network,
Yeah.
a bit more. And Nakuru being part and the only creative city, UNESCO creative city designated
In Kenya.
Yeah.
In Kenya, in East and Central Africa.
In East and Central Africa, iko designated as craft and folk arts.
Yeah.
There are other categories that join up the UNESCO creative cities. Maybe we can highlight a few. It's not only about the craft and the folk stories. There is also UNESCO creative cities of music.
Yes. Gastronomy.
Hiyo ni mambo na food hivi.
Yes.
Kama Ostensud.
Yes, Ostensud. Oh
in Sweden.
My God. I want to shout out to my people in Sweden. Oh my God. I got people in Sweden.
In Ostensud. UNESCO creative city of gastronomy. Yeah.
And they do Sweden does, mostly it's known for baking.
Yeah.
They make the best
bread
in the world. Yeah. So I'm coming to Sweden. Hi, lover. Yeah.
and not even forgetting, you talked about bread, and under these UNESCO creative cities, there's UNESCO creative cities of bread.
Yes.
So if you're a baker out there, unataka kuonana na lover.
You want to go to Sweden?
Yeah, you want to go to Sweden?
Yes, and say hi to lover. Make sure you look for lover.
Yeah.
Man, we'll talk about lover some other time, but lover, amazing.
That means how broad creatives and creativity, this UNESCO creativity network, creative city network, iko broad. There's also like design. Design.
Yes. And also architect.
Yeah, there's architecture.
Yes.
There's also literature. Media arts. Tumesema music. Yeah.
Yes. Film.
Yes.
City of film. Man, those cities, they are over 135.
Yeah.
135.
Imagine being in a network of 135 cities.
And what this network opens up, it opens up a space for collaboration, first of all. Secondly, it also opens up a space for funding as well. Because being a network and a UNESCO network, there's a certain fund that is designated to do creativity in your own creative cities. So creatives, Nakuru. Well, you need to apply for these funds.
And they are there. Yeah.
And mostly what I wanted also to say is that the network also opens up opportunity for residencies. You could go to another creative city and collaborate and go do a residency over there.
Yeah.
And then come back and replicate whatever you've learned from there. You come and
back to your city.
Yes.
And in open up the issue of cultural exchange.
Yeah.
Like what happened with the Ostensud city.
Yeah.
They came here
for
Nakuru, and you're privileged to host them.
Yeah. And we made friendship. We made a lot of memories.
Yeah.
Because we were in the communities. We're getting to know the people in the community.
Yeah, we did a bit of that community tourism and community walkabouts. Taking them through the communities and learning from us.
Yeah.
And we had fun, and we learned as well.
We did
a lot.
We did, because UNESCO also champions for cultural heritage sites.
Yeah.
So culture is big. Culture is really big, and there are talks to have culture as a standalone SDG.
Yeah.
So it iongezwe pale kwa the 17 SDGs. So culture should stand alone, because culture is very diverse. And it's something that is worth exploiting. Yeah. Positively, that is.
Yeah. And considering now culture, hata kwa constitution ya Kenya inasema
culture is the foundation of this nation.
So why not be a standalone STG
Yes.
past 2030, and that is being exploited and Mondio cult.
Yes.
Wanda wana champion the culture to be a standalone SDG post 2030, and you also need to look up into that, because now you're gonna open up the story of policies within our city and within our country.
Talking about policies, it's funny you've mentioned it. Nakuru, we've been trying to do a policy
for creatives.
For creatives, and it's something that has been there for a while. And I think we are headed somewhere. I know we are headed somewhere. But for this policy to work for creatives, it has to come from creatives. So
themselves.
The creatives have to come out and bring, or rather talk their issues. Okay, so creatives wa Nakuru, this policy issues, it's about time we wrapped it up so that we as a creative city, we are a creative city first of all.
And the only creative city, imagine.
Nairobi is doing much better than us, and it's not even a creative city. Kisumu is doing better than us, it's not even a creative city. Mombasa, they're doing better, but it's not even a creative city. But us as Nakuru, man, we're still lagging behind. But let's just tushikane pamoja kama wasanii, and we do away with this policy issue, so that we have we are governed as creative, so that when you go do a gig somewhere, there's a rate. It's a standard rate. Like the other time in Nairobi, when I was in Nairobi, they told me that for them to do a show, ukiitwa tu show, if it's a band, you have to just put 100,000 on the table first of all. Hiyo ni a band ya kuongea tu. But here in Nakuru, uite band. Hey, anyway, it is what it is.
And talking about issues kama hizo, I think it's our high time as creatives, to be actively involved in making these policies due.
So like I was saying, Nairobi, those people are, they're organized, and the creative scene in Nairobi, it's already, they hacked this a long time ago, and I don't know why Nairobi is not a creative city. I don't really know why, but what I know is that if us here in Nakuru tukichukua hiyo direction could do a policy that speaks for creatives. That is from creatives themselves, then the creative economy in Nakuru has a lot to gain and also to offer.
And talking about policy, we also have the other side of the sponsors. Na feel Nakuru, like people and businesses from Nakuru are not sponsoring creatives from Nakuru.
But that is true to an extent. It's because the business community in Nakuru, they don't understand what the creative economy is. Even the city manager himself, thousands of times amesema aelewi, he doesn't understand what this creative economy really means about, So I think that is the challenge. That is really the challenge, and people really don't know that creativity pays, and people don't want to invest in their intellectual property. Apart from this other property, the intellectual property also pays. And I think it's a conversation that should be sparked across Nakuru as a creative city, and also with the business communities.
And talking about the intellectual properties and everything, we see Sanara program, really playing a big role in educating and training creatives on the business aspect, and also sharing skills in terms of you're talking about intellectual properties. A lot of creatives and a lot of people wanna misuse the creatives because they don't know
the right
the
word
value.
is to use is exploit. They
Yeah,
exploit the creatives.
because they don't know.
They don't understand.
All about the intellectual property and how it works and how you can protect your creativity.
Yeah.
From the idea stage to the implementation, because everything we see in this world, it all started as an idea, and that's where most of the creatives come in, creating, and because creativity most of the times, it's not like ile wezi yeka a cap and
Measure it.
yeah. So most of the sponsors tend to exploit creatives, and I had an article yenye ilikuwa inasema from 2025 moving forward, the new billionaires will be content creators, and we have seen that happening. Kwanza kutoka last year kulikuwa na a lot of live shows za creatives from Kenya and especially in Nairobi. Kulikuwa na, if kuna podcasters now wanaenda live session.
There's a podcast village. I don't know where it is. I read somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a village. I don't know where it is. I'm not sure about it. But it's a community of podcasters. The whole village, they do podcast and vlogs. They just do vlogs and podcasts. That is what they live on.
Yeah.
And online is big. Online is big. Content creation is big.
Yeah.
Big companies are like YouTube,
Spotify, TikTok.
Yeah, they bank on creativity. They bank on content creation to be relevant. So if you are a content creator, what you need to know is just know your niche, and then after you've known your niche, bank on that.
Yeah. And that is something I think, or we are not as fast as Nairobi as in Nakuru, because there are some content creators in Nakuru wako na good numbers.
Yeah, one of them is Mushila.
I think he has 2.something million
followers.
I think he's on TikTok.
Hapa Nakuru, I don't think if kuna mtu anamshinda huku Nakuru. Yeye ndiye ana lead hapa Nakuru. There's also this guy Chaplin, Kenyan Chaplin.
I saw him when you are doing ile nini ya Jadid. I saw him doing some content. Now he is coming up. Coming up.
Yeah.
It's a good one. And also I think Presenter Kai.
Yes, Presenter Kai is also was from Nakuru. Yeah. Also doing amazing work online, creating contents. Yeah.
So I think creating content, doing it more aggressively, being more creative and identifying your niche, it's an opportunity, considering Nakuru is part of UNESCO Creative City Network. Hiyo inatupea another avenue to explore.
Yes.
And like you said about the residencies, now imagine doing a residency of content creators.
Amazing. That would be nice. Be nice. You bring all content creators all the way from all these different cities.
Yeah.
And then you bring them in Nakuru. Wow. That would be something different. There's this guy when he's a Nigerian content creator. He came back here sometime back in last year, and he did a content at the theater. Yeah, that was collaboration. It was a collaboration with an international collaboration, and these are things that are there. These are things that happen.
Yeah.
And as a creative, wewe jitume tu, usichoka kujituma. And then in this field, there are times opportunities come differently. The opportunities that are there to give you a platform, and this platform is supposed to mesau the correct word, but inafai kujenge. It grows you. The more platforms you are on, the more exposure you get, and from exposure
development.
And from exposure you get gigs. You also get a professional development, like you were saying. And you also make money from exposure.
And that's on that note, your collaborations, during Theatre at 75,
Yes.
you know, aftermath of that, we decided, you know, we come together, push Vision 2100. You know, it must be alive. We came together and formed Nakuru Creative Cities Network. It's a network of creatives and creative brands in Nakuru. Yenye the sole mission is for collaboration and building, you know, creatives. You know, when we talk about that policy, when we talk about collaboration with other artists and joining in the network, you know, we already did the first gig. You know, Ataya Associates.
Yes.
We did Vintage Color Fest, you know, in collaboration with Nakuru Creative Cities Network.
Yeah.
Na hatujachia hapo. You know, we have something for this year, and maybe you can highlight a few on April.
Well, Nakuru Creative City Network is a network of creatives and artists, and also like-minded brands as well.
Yeah.
These brands don't necessarily need to be creative brands, but they are brands that believe in the
creativity,
in the
and
creative
innovation.
economy.
Yeah.
Yes, in the creative economy. And as NCCN, what we champion for is artistic empowerment, creative empowerment, collaborations, and local and international tourism as well.
Yeah.
So those are what we're really championing for, and also act as a body that represent the Nakuru creatives. And our mandate is to align ourselves with the UNESCO.
Yeah. Objectives.
Yes. And yes, as you've said, it was birthed after Theatre 75 celebrations.
Yeah.
And we came together as people who didn't even know each other, first of all. People who wanted to give back to Nakuru Players Theatre
after 75 years.
After 75 years.
Yeah.
And the success of the 10 days gave birth to NCCN.
Yeah.
It gave birth to NCCN, and as we speak right now, we are in the process of getting creatives data, so that we know our creatives from Nakuru, where they come from, what
field that they
are in.
Oh yeah.
And also, what else are we looking for in that data? We also want to know how much do creatives make in a day, or even in a month. Yeah. So we want to get to know what creatives go through, so that when we come together and talk about our issues, these are issues that can be represented, and also these are issues that can be championed for.
And also, you know, considering now, if we have that data, and I had Chief Officer of Culture say they don't know, they don't budget for creatives because they don't have data for
creative data.
They don't know how many creatives are there in Nakuru. They don't know the minimum wage for creatives in Nakuru. Like, there's a lot of
there's a gap.
Yeah, there's a gap.
And this gap needs to be filled. Yeah. And the only people who are going to fill this gap are creatives. Because even the county, or rather the government, does not know where these creatives are. They don't have the data of creatives. So I think that's also one of the main challenges we are facing. Yeah. And that's why we cannot have a policy that speaks for us, because our government does not understand us as creatives. Okay, what do I want to talk? Okay, you've said on Director for Culture, Mr. John. Mr. John is an amazing person.
Yeah, Mr. John Koech, big up.
Yeah, and I think we need to support the government in one way or the other. Yeah. And support is also creatives also need to pay taxes, because you know we are part of the ecosystem. So if we cannot give back to the ecosystem, then we are not doing our role as responsible citizens. Yeah. So we need to work hand in hand with the government, and also champion for the creative economy.
Yeah, and taking that data now, from that data we can be able to analyze and maybe say there are a certain number of creatives. Maybe there's 500 musicians, there's 400 podcasters, and maybe a government can come up with a policy that in a capacitate build the creatives around Nakuru. And a lot of workshops zimekuwa zikiletwa in Nakuru, and more so we see those organizations zimetoka Nairobi.
But do you know what when they come to Nakuru, do you know what they say? All
What
these organizations, they say that Nakuru is rich with talent, raw talent. Yeah? Untapped talent. And they even envy Nakuru. When they come from Nairobi, they want to take whatever we have here, they want to take it to Nairobi. But again, siati ini kuongea vibaya, but even in the Nairobi, wasanii wengi wametoka hapa Nakuru.
So true.
Most of them wametoka Nakuru, wakapata greener pastures in Nairobi. But hawa wasanii wenye wako Nairobi wenye wa Nakuru, man, mbona mmesahau nyumbani? Kujeni nyumbani, tutengeneze nyumbani, so that everybody smiles. Nairobi is being inakuwa congested.
Yeah.
We can't have everybody going to Nairobi.
Yeah, inakuwa so saturated.
And that's why devolution also came. So devolution came so that we have devolved governments everywhere, so that these counties can support themselves.
Yeah.
They can also support themselves. They don't need to depend on Nairobi. So it's a very big challenge to us as creatives, and we have a long way to go, but we will reach there.
So far so good. We have started with the organization, and it's going on very well. There's the feedback we are getting.
Positive.
It's a positive feedback.
Yeah, and also we can say that now we know where creatives are. We know where they are. We know which wards they come from.
Yeah.
And we also know what field they practice.
Yeah. The field of creativity. And we have a form that it's going around Nakuru. If you are a creative out there, we'll share that link. Kindly register. If we have opportunities, we'll share with you, because now we have contact. We'll be able to connect, and that's how we'll build this creative economy ecosystem, and especially in Nakuru. And let's talk about April. We have something.
Oh yeah, it's the month of April. It's a month of art. So we're celebrating UNESCO World Art Day. And this time round we're taking it to the community. We're going tunaenda mashinani, tunakuja mashinani.
Tumekuanga tao sana, so this time round
it's
art in the community.
So from 15th to the 21st tutakuwa pale Lakeview along the
main gate
National Park
Nakuru.
Kienda hivyo. So if you want to be part of this amazing activity, please come be part of this and join the network, NCCN. Join the network, because that is the way to go. It's the way to go. And so from 15th to 21st we'll be having different activities. We'll be having tuna
camping pale hivyo Honeymoon Hill. There's camping, there's storytelling,
community tourism, and tour guided walks, barter trade as an activity.
Pale hivyo asubuhi we got you bird watching
along the park. What else am I forgetting? Is there anything else? Oh, there will be music, poetry, dance, performances. Yes.
And celebrating World Arts Day, and especially in the community, itakuwa ina encourage community tourism.
And also one of the main aims, the reason why we chose that community is there's a standoff at the moment at Lakeview between the authorities and the residents of Lakeview, And we saw that this could also be an opportunity to bridge that gap,
Yeah.
to bring the community and the law enforcement, so that we bring harmony.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do it.
Bring that a bit of resolution between that community and the law enforcers around the park, because hapo hivyo kumekuwa na a bit of confrontation back and forth with authorities na communities, and we are looking at an alternative way to do the conflict resolution using arts. And through that the community yenye iko around hapo inaweza come and exploit the opportunity, because we have a bit of wewe, if ni artist, are you a musician, rapper, dancer, you'll have an opportunity. Are you a visual artist, you want to do exhibitions, your pieces, your portraits, there is an opportunity to come and connect with the other artists from other places wenye watakuwa pale. And if you are an artist and you want to be involved in the World Arts Day between 15th and 21st,
there's a form down there. Fill in that form.
And we have a lot of posters going around across all social media platforms.
And if you see our posters, don't be shy.
Share.
Yes,
and also reach out
share
for more information. Regarding information. And events and arts and workshops are majorly zinataka kuwa invested more, because you never get tired of learning. And we learn daily. Na hiyo itakuwa another opportunity ya kuconnect with other people.
True.
Because I think at World Vintage Nakuru Vintage Color Fest yenye tulifanya last, I was able to connect with an artist aliniambia ametoka Eldoret.
We also had one from Nyandarua. Sindio?
Yeah.
Miss Tourism Nyandarua County. She came. Mimi nilibambika sana. So man, we are doing things. We're doing big things. Other counties are involved, and they also show interest. Well, Nakuru, if you're not involved, what are you waiting for?
You should show up.
You need to show up for your county, for your city.
And your creativity. Show your creativity to the world. Don't be shy. And Nakuru is the home of, creativity. Because hata ukidate back the history ya Nakuru, pale hivyo Hyrax Hill na Kariandusi. Hapo hivyo utalan a lot of history, like in the cradle of mankind. Like kulikuwa kuna exist watu how many years ago from the history ya Hyrax Hill.
It's ages ago. Wakaitwa in high school nilikuwa nasoma ni Anthropithecus ama inaitwa ni Anthropithecus. I've even forgotten.
That's a heavy word.
But mtu alikuwa anauliza, I saw someone was asking now if we came from monkeys, why is it that we still have monkeys
around?
If we have evolved from monkeys, then why is it that there are still monkeys? Anyway, hebu tujibu hapo.
Man, collectors na watu wa historians pale hivyo. And within talking about that pale hivyo Hyrax Hill, the museum. Pia kuna that story ya I don't remember those people wenye walikuwa wana
the Nubians.
Walikuwa wanaitwa Nubians.
Is it the Nubians? I'm not really sure, but I know Hyrax iko na a lot of data on the first inhabitants wa Nakuru. And if you look closely, watu wengi wamepitia Nakuru. Wengi sana. I was even shocked that even my own community, there was a time Nakuru was there.
They settled there.
Yes, here in Nakuru. And I was shocked, man. Nakuru has a lot of story. And I think that is also one of the reasons why we were designated as a creative city of craft
and folk art.
Because if you go to Kariandusi, you will find those
crafts.
Not really craft, but even the tools that they use, you'll find them in the museums. Ziko pale hivyo.
Ali man tools.
Yes.
Ziko pale hivyo.
Even hapa in Iraq, ukienda hapa Iraq hapa tu, usiende Kariandusi ni mbali. Tembea hapa Iraq tu. They're there.
And also now, people from Nakuru, we should start, learning about our own, because
we need to promote
our own.
Yes, and also tourism, local tourism. Local tourism, because if we don't go to these sites, then our history it will fade. So we need to take our kids to these prehistoric sites. They get to know their history, because I believe with the evolution of technology, I think people nowadays are more fixed on their phones and also on their gadgets, that they forget to have some time, ample time for themselves and their kids, and go visit. I remember when I was a kid, we used to have tours. And they were amazing. You will go, mnaenda museum. Nakumbuka one time we went to Nairobi to the snake park. Snake ziko huko. Hiyo time kulikuwa na the python snake. Inaitwa omweri. I don't even know if it's still alive, but back then there was omweri, the python. Yeah. So, well, kids need to know that Nakuru is rich in culture, first of all. And we have so many diverse cultural
artistic
sites in Nakuru, and also you also have diverse cultures.
Talking about the places and the cultural sites, Nakuru iko na a lot of cultural sites zenye you can visit, starting with National Park, like Nakuru National Park. Kuna Elementaita. It's rich in birds and
pelicans. The pelicans are there in like Elementaita. That's where you get the pelicans.
And the stones, pebbles.
The pebble stones. They're also there at Elementaita.
There's the Kariandusi Museum hapo hivyo.
Na Hell's Gate pia siko tu hapa.
Hell's Gate, Lake Naivasha.
Unasahau.
We need to visit this. I think.
And then one more thing about Nakuru is that we're in the Rift Valley, and down here there's a lot of thermal energy.
Geothermal.
Yes, there's a lot of thermal energy niko hapa chini yenye it needs to be harvested, and also I think the government it needs to take up that role. I think I know GDC is doing big time when it comes to geothermal generation, but it's something that could be a game changer for Nakuru and even for Kenya as a whole. So we are blessed as Nakuru, and we are blessed with not only creativity but a lot of natural resources.
Because talking about the Rift Valley, from uko juu Longonot, there's a lot of cultural and tourism sites in Nakuru that not even our own, like, we have exploited enough to promote the creativity and expressions zenye ziko around. But we see, like, the way you have said about GDC, I think Nakuru it's the leading geothermal production in Kenya. And put all these things, we need to do more. And placing creativity kwa sustainable
at the center of it all, it gets the work done. When you are in a room of 30 engineers without a creative, then you won't achieve it. You need creativity as well, And I'm speaking as an engineer as well. I'm not only a creative, but I'm an electrical engineer, my friend.
By
Yeah? But I went to school to study electrical engineering, but I'm practicing creativity. I don't know where I got lost, but I found myself.
But there's always that way you're confusing between the two.
Yeah. Well, when creativity doesn't pay me, I lean on engineering.
Yeah.
Because, I went to school to study. Why waste all those years studying?
And you got the skills.
And without practicing them. So the skills are there. So ukiwa na kazi ya stima,
it come through very fast.
Na usishtuke, usiogope kuandika rasta kazi. Rasta atakufanyia kazi fiti.
That stereotyping.
Acha umeongelea hiyo story. Man, after after vintage color splash.
Yeah.
The unfortunate happened. And apparently people are people, and you can never predict what they are going to do next. So man, I was a guest at Nakuru Central Police Station for 5 good days.
Yeah.
And what the OCS kept on saying is hawa tu rasta hawa sasa wameshavuta banki wanadunga wasichana visu huko nje. And that was so bad because somebody sees you, they look at you, and then they profile you to something that you are not. And I think a negative profiling should not be something that we are still discussing in this time and age in Kenya. And I think people shouldn't be profiled on how they look, their appearance. Give people time, give people chance, and also give people the benefit of doubts. Because without interacting with you, I wouldn't even know the kind of person that you are. But there are those people who kwa akili yao wanajuanga tu watu wa rasta hawa kwanza wani bad boys.
Apart from World Arts Day, we also have something. There's a competition.
Yes.
For this particular organization,
NCCN.
The NCCN.
Yes. So NCCN, we are looking for a logo that will fit our organization, and that will champion what we believe in, and also what you believe in as a creative. So your input as a creative is really needed. So the logo competition officially started like a week ago.
On 27th.
It runs for
1 month.
For 1 month.
4 weeks.
Yes, for 4 weeks. So far so good. We've been receiving applications. But the deadline is not yet met. So if you are a graphic designer or you're just a creative in general and you want to be part of this, then also the links are on our social media platforms, but we will share them again. So make sure you apply and also submit those logos and be part of the movement. Be part of the network.
Be part of the network because, as we said, we have a calendar of events, and you will always find yourself, within that work plan, and you will have something iko so customized to what you do. And maybe to highlight from April, we have that logo competition and World Arts Day. In May we have African Union Day.
Yes, African Union Day again for this year. Last year it was amazing.
We had some panel discussions. We had some performances.
And we talked about Priority Africa and the Vision 2063. Yes, and Africa is the model continent for the future. So that is what we talked about last year on African Union Day. This year, the discussion continues from where we left it last year. So be part of it if you want to contribute or want to
participate.
Yes, karibu, tunawakaribisha wote.
June we'll have Swahili Day, and also workshop for teachers.
Literature teachers.
Literature
that is
teachers.
Mostly Swahili.
Mostly Swahili. We'll also have a bread festival.
Yes, bread festival, and we are hoping we'll be in collaboration with Austin Sweden.
From Sweden.
Talking about that, well, just the other day we concluded auditions on a project we are working on, the Journey Through Africa. Where we want to tell African stories to different African nations, but these stories, or rather, the project, it's aimed at, we want to celebrate it. And where are we going? Where are we going?
Have you been to Italy? Milan.
Who is your English teacher, bwana? Is it Italy or Italy?
I'm sorry.
Sema Italy.
Hapana. Italy. Milan.
Italy. We are coming. All right? We're coming. Yeah?
November.
Yes.
Mark your dates. We are starting it early. Auditions
already kicked off, and we have a team. We have a team. After the World Arts Day, we will be starting vigorous trainings and rehearsals. So
storytellers out there, I think there'll be a second audition. Right? We also put the link down below. If you're interested, you can. If you're a storyteller, you can show up on auditions, register, show up. Let's tell the African stories.
Yes,
that's the Journey Through Africa. And it's not the first edition.
No,
it has happened again.
It happened again.
Tell us more about it.
When was this? Was it in 2023? It was in 2023 where we creatives from Nakuru, led by an amazing choreographer anaitwa Edward. Edward is from Uganda. He's not an original Kenyan, but he has been instrumental in Kenyan creative scene. And they had, we had a funding that was supported by CASIC. CASIC, but that is the French embassy. And it took our creatives all the way from Nakuru here. We did, they did... there
was a tour.
There's a tour, countrywide tour. So they performed in 4 or 5? 5 different classic stages. So they started with Dunga Beach, and then
in is it in Kisumu?
Kisumu, Dunga Beach, and then they did in Nakuru Players Theatre. Then they did one in. They went to Malindi. Is it Malindi?
Or
in the
Lamu?
Coast. Lamu, yes, Lamu. They did one in Lamu as well, and Nairobi. Also, so this time round, it's going big. We want going international. So that's why it's called the Journey Through Africa. So we're going to different African nations, telling these African stories that are in our history books. These are things that are in history books, but we bring them live through performances. And
telling that African stories. Maybe as we wind up, parting shot.
My parting shot goes to creatives from Nakuru. Man, I don't know. It's our time. This is our time as creatives from Nakuru, and it's high time that we align ourselves with the UNESCO Creative Cities framework. And also look for collaborations and partnerships in the network, that is. And if you're a creative out there, man, creativity pays. Creativity pays. Hiyo pesa, unasikia hiyo pesa ya Nairobi 100,000, mimi nimeikula. Nimeikula. Nikiwa nikienda Nairobi kufanya huko. Kwa sababu when you go to Rome, you behave as Romans. So if you were told ni 100,000 unaweka juu ya meza kwanza, pia ukifika pale hiyo
before we talk.
But kitu ya maana sana kenye nataka tu niwaambie wasanii is that let's champion for our own creativity. Let's champion for local talents. And also as we celebrate international creatives out there, when they come to our nations, we welcome them. And also, we also want our nation also to welcome us as they welcome international
guests. And tourists.
Yeah. Like this, nani alikuwa huku, Burna Boy. They
Man,
bagged 100 and something million.
100 and hey.
Something million.
And it's just performance, music.
Ali perform for how long?
Not more than 2 hours at max.
120 million.
Yes.
Ay,
It's possible. It's possible.
In 2 hours. In 2 hours.
Imagine bagging that inamaanisha the value
Yeah.
in the creative scene.
And lastly is know your IP right.
Mm.
Know your intellectual property right. Get to read on IP right.
Yeah.
And protect your intellectuality, because a creative mind is the
wealthiest and richest
I think
person. Yeah.
As a creative, what you possess that is mostly expensive is your mind.
Yeah.
Because if somebody goes through your mind as a creative, they won't even. Well,
you know, I repeat this most of the times because everything we see in this world ilianza in the mind of someone somewhere, and we need to protect that because we have seen major things.
Yeah, they usually say an idea. You can have an idea, but your idea unafikiria, over 1 million people might be thinking of the same idea.
Yeah.
Now, the only way to own that idea
is to implement it.
Implementing, apart from implementing, also is to register it.
Yeah.
Register it.
You will own it.
Copyright your idea. Patent your inventions. You know, so that we don't have stories, or rather instances whereby somebody complains about people stealing their ideas.
Yeah.
Because an idea is just an idea. You know, it's not something substantial. But when you register it with the right of authorities, in Kenya it's KIPI. Kenya Intellectual Property Institute. Yes.
Yeah.
And then globally, nimesahau venye inaitwa. But tuanze na Kenya. Anza na Kenya kwanza. Ukisharegister Kenya, when you go to these other nations, then you can join that body. But for Kenya, it's KIPI.
And also the Kenyan government, it has institutions, you know, dealing with copyrights.
Like Kekobo, Kekobo for Kenya copyright. Kekobo. Kenya copyright music, whatever, board.
Yeah.
Organization, yes. So you just register. If you're a musician, it's Kekobo. For playwriters, it's the copyright board. For performers, there's the camp. Kuna camp. What am I forgetting? You forget what wafanya research.
But there are relevant institutions zenye zina handle and regulate all these things we are talking about. Where can people find you on social media?
Social media, it's Jacob Endurance on all platforms. Jacob Endurance. Apart from that, I also have a company in it, McTed Entertainment. So if you search McTed Enterprise, utatupata pale Facebook.
Yeah.
But on all those other social media platforms, it's McTedent. One word, McTedent.
Yeah, you're the executive director.
Yes.
And an amazing Rotaractor.
The founder. I'm a founder, not a director. I employ directors.
Oh, okay. The founder. Let me take that back. The founder of McTed Enterprise.
Yes.
And also an amazing Rotaractor.
Yes. Talking of Rotaract.
Yeah.
Well, to all the Rotaractors out there, this week has been a Rotaract week, and we've been celebrating Rotaract and Rotary in general. So about 57 years ago, Rotarians sat and saw that they needed a youthful wing, and that youthful wing is the Rotaract. So we are celebrating the Rotaract week and we are celebrating over 57 years of existence as a Rotaract organizations worldwide. Now, Rotaract basically means Rotary in action.
Rotary
in action. Yes. So these are the young ones, the young guys. There's the older generation, and then kuna sisi mavijana. Sisi ndo tunatumwa, sisi ndo watu wa mkono, in short.
Maybe you can tell us a bit more about Rotary and Rotaract.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's 57 years, but there is someone somewhere there don't know exactly.
Rotary is more than 100 years.
Yeah.
Rotary
is more than 100 years.
We celebrated 100 years last year.
So this
100
years.
A century.
Hey.
It was founded back then in 1905. 1905. By four friends. These are professionals.
Yeah.
And the first project they did as a Rotary project, it's that they built a toilet in their community. And what it cost them was only $6 back then. And so being that was a project that brought, because that community, what they found that there were no toilets. So people walikuwa na shida ya kujisaidia. And after building that toilet, and that toilet ilikuwa pit latrine. It's not a modern toilet.
Yeah.
It's a pit latrine. They saw that Rotary could do much more in the community. And so Rotary these are people, professionals. First of all, they're professionals in their fields, and also they are philanthropists at art.
Yeah.
They do service. Our motto is service above self. So what we do in the community is we try to bridge the gaps that are there in the community where where governments cannot reach.
Yeah.
Rotary is always there to help that community. And in Rotary there's the Rotary, and we have Rotaract.
Yeah.
And then we also have Rotary Community Corps. Now Rotary, that is the mother club. And these are professional above 35 years of age.
So you cannot qualify if you're not 35?
No, you can. You can.
Okay.
You can if you want, that is.
Okay.
But the structure is that Rotarians are supposed to be 35 years and above. But if you are below 35, then you should be a Rotaractor.
Yeah.
So a Rotaractor is from 18 years to 35. And then there's also Interact. Now Interact, these are students that are below 18 now. And then now after Interact, we have the Community Corps. Now these Community Corps, they are called RCC, Rotary Community Corps. And these are Rotary members, but they are not they are not really
Corps.
Not corps per se, but they're not really involved in Rotary activities per se. What they're involved in is the community. So they are the eyes of Rotarians in the community.
Oh,
yes. So that's basically the structure. Yeah, Rotary. Yes, and me, I'm a Rotaractor from the Rotaract Club of Menengai. And Rotaractors, tunakuanga na Rotarians, we have these pins. These are Rotary pins. And these pins unapewa when you are inducted. Okay, so induction you're now officially welcomed and accepted to be a member of a certain club. Yeah.
So Nakuru majorly ni Menengai?
No, there are a lot of Rotary clubs in Nakuru.
Yeah.
Our mother club is the Rotary Club of Nakuru. I think it's the oldest in Rift Valley region.
Yeah.
And then Rotary, it's divided into districts and zones. Yes. So we are in district 9212. That is our district.
Yeah.
And in Nakuru, in Rift Valley, as a zone, we have like a Rotary Club of Nakuru, tuko na Eldama Ravine, tuko na Kericho, tuko na Naivasha.
Yeah.
Those are the Rotary clubs around. Then Rotaract clubs, we have Menengai, we have Bahati, Rotaract Club Bahati, we have Egerton University, we have what else? Eldama Ravine as well as a Rotaract club, and Naivasha, Rak Naivasha, Kericho, and Narok.
Awesome. So I think hapo tumepata some good insights. You know, if you didn't know about Rotarians, Rotaract, at least you have now something to go and research for. And I've seen the impact of, you know, Rotaract and Rotary, and especially in street kids. You have been part of the projects that zimekuwa going on, cleaning a river. Ilikuwa river gani ile? Iko almost tuko Darugo. That was another project by Rotary. I think being part of those communities, you know, doing the service, it also impact the community. And I think utakuwa designated co-host.
So I'm a designated co-host.
Well,
thank you Philomath for having me, and thank you for designating me to be your co-host. As I wait, I also want to do podcasts as well, but I want to learn. I want you to teach me. Are you ready to teach me?
I am ready. I'm ready, Bwana. I'm ready.
Sawa.
Thank you so much for showing up and being part of this episode.
One last thing I have forgotten. So there's a project I've picked up as or rather we've picked up as Marketed Entertainment, and we are doing street food sampling. We're doing critiquing and sampling. So watch out for the video and subscribe to that YouTube channel.
It's coming out.
It's coming out very soon, and our host is our own President John Ngugi. Si Ruto. Nimeona kameramani pale amecheka. Ruto. But si Ruto. Yes.
And until then, see you
later. Adios. Single ladies. Tuko soko. Hii soko hakuna watu.
Sawa.